Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Alyssa and I wanted to do a quick little talking you out of it video based on a whole bunch of pretty stuff that's coming out right now. I only have a little bit of time to talk, so let's see what I can get done. If I need to, I might film a part two and put it together in this video. The first thing, I was going to not necessarily talk myself out of it, but I had talked myself into a pause on it. The newest Nomad palette is really pretty as, well, I don't know, some of them are prettier to me than others, but this one, I feel like they really nailed it with the color story, the imprints, just the overall look of the palette, the names. And if you didn't realize, I actually live in the Pacific Northwest, so it's kind of like a little personal thing for me. It was like, oh, I've been there, I know of that, and that's really neat. But I'm like, you know what, I don't need this, and maybe I'm curious about it. I've been curious about their formula, things like that, but I'm gonna wait until at least Black Friday, and it'll probably be on sale. If by then I'm not interested anymore, then great. And if I still want it by then maybe I will let myself purchase it, because then it would have been, a couple months or so of time to think about it. Well, I don't have to worry about having that willpower or waiting for the sale, because I was very fortunate and am being gifted this palette by the wonderful Jan Van here on YouTube. She does a thing where she gets the palette in PR and then she will purchase one for a lucky winner on her channel. And of all the ones to win, this is so exciting for me. So I will be reporting about it. But I just want to say, for a lot of these brands, with these palettes, especially as we are coming up to Black Friday, just to kind of, maybe this is the perfect time for the palettes to be released, because then if you make yourself wait until at least, there's a big sale on it, maybe you won't be as excited for it. Maybe in the meantime, you can try to play with similar colors and see, what you can come up with, and then you won't need it, All right. What was next? There we go. Next, Singe Beauty is coming out with different things. So one is lip liners. I do like lip liners, but I am kind of pausing on lip products just because I feel like I have a bunch, and I have 3 lip liners right now. I would definitely want to use up one in, one out type of thing. At this point, or one out, one in. I wouldn't bring any more in at this time. The colors, there are some interesting colors. I would want to hear more about what people think about the formula, how it wears, what it's like on the lips, because I do like to wear it sometimes just as a lip color and not put anything with it. So yeah, let's just kind of see. But for now, we're gonna not do it, because I know she was saying that it is a good price for a lip liner for how much product is in there, although I don't know if it actually is a lot. I did mean to look. Maybe I can look up 0.35 grams. Oh, okay. All right, so if this lip liner is 0.35 grams and hers, she said, was, I believe, 1.2, then actually that is, a good amount of lip liner for the price. So yeah, I would just want to hear how other people feel. I don't need to be the first review. She also has an eyeshadow palette that's coming out. It is very neutral. I would say it's actually a nice condensed neutral palette, that you've got these warm yellows and a warm reddish kind of section too. You've got some interesting shimmers. You got the contrast. I know she's all about contrast, but I like that too. She did say they weren't really grays, but it's very cool tone. To me, those are essentially grays. So I don't know how much use I would get out of that, but it's not terrible, but I don't need a neutral palette. I don't know about you. If you're maybe at the point in time when you need to kind of refresh your neutral eyeshadow palette collection, then I guess there's that. But also, maybe there will be a Black Friday sale. So again, I would just hold off on anything like that. Then I have this Milani lip trio. This is very tempting. because I like 2 of the 3. Like, I've already owned them and used them up completely, and the other one looks like it would be good too, and the price is good. So this is one of those where buying it as the set could make sense. I think I would maybe make sure that I'm just trying to use 1 at a time or something, or only 2 lip oils max, you know, open at a time, just so they don't go bad. I didn't have them go bad on me, but you know, just trying to think about to like make them last longer. So yeah, so any time there's something like this, like I said, I already know I'd like 2 of them, and the third one I believe also, like, I'd be interested in trying, and for the price that is actually very good for them, but maybe I'd still want some sort of sale. All right, I need to go, so I will have to film more of this when I've got more time. Okay, so as promised, I am back. This is the next day, but I've been looking at, you know, again, the new different makeup things that I had saved. So the next thing on the list is from Glaminatrix, and I have not tried this brand yet. I don't know, it seemed like it was this like really amazing brand, but then I would hear kind of some mixed reviews, but then it went back to being, you know, lots of good stuff, but then some mixed, and it has to come so far to get to me all the way from Australia, and the shipping price of course is going to match that, and it's not a cheap brand. So it's just one of those where I don't feel comfortable enough with their formula if I would enjoy it enough to make a purchase, and there really hasn't been a color story that is, you know, perfectly on the nose for me. So this is another one that I'm going to be passing on. When I look at the colors, like, there's objectively some really nice stuff because they have been doing a lot of neutrals lately, and I feel like this is, you know, more colorful for them, and you know, I can see different ways that the colors go together, because sometimes I feel like there's palettes where I don't really know how the colors would work together. They seem like they would clash, but this, it's like, oh, like you could have monochromatic looks, but you could also mix and match across the colors with the blue and the green, or the purple with the green, or the purple with the blue, or, you know, things like that. You could even get a neutral look if that was what you wanted. Sorry if it bothers you that the light is coming in and out, but you know, we are enjoying this sunshine because it was all cloudy and it's supposed to switch to rain again tonight, so oh well. So yeah, for this one, it's just sort of a, like I said, I can see the color stories, but I'm also seeing that either the shimmers that are light are just very neutral and that's not my cup of tea, or the ones that are more colorful are just darker, and that is then also not my cup of tea, because, you know, just, I know what I'm gonna wear. So I want you to pay attention to that as well, since I'm trying to talk you out of it. This lighting is definitely not the most flattering, but you know, it's fine, it feels nice and warm. Okay, then we have a palette from Bella Beauté Bar that I saw this and I even commented, I don't think you're gonna talk me out of this one. The colors, it's like, wait, you've got purple, both warm and cool tone, because I like both types, with a little bit of that warm orangey yellow type of look. Like, I love that. And there's pink, and then there's some depth, you know, and there's like the light mattes and the darker mattes. And then there's teal. Okay, because I'm not a huge blue, but I do like teal, and they are light teals, and that was very exciting. But then once I saw the swatches, I was like, I don't know, because, you know, they're still kind of selling it to you. But then once I saw more swatches, I realized that it's a lot of dark shimmers. And I think that if I was a darker complexion, this would be probably perfect for me. Like, I was watching some different people do looks, and it looks amazing. It's how I would, you know, maybe want to look on me, but I know it's not going to look that way on me, that those same colors are going to come off, you know, differently, just because of my skin color and all that. And so it's one of those where I'm still going to say it's a beautiful palette, and I'm really, you know, happy it exists, but it is not one that I feel I need to buy, because, you know, I think I would be a little disappointed in how some of it would look on me, that it would just not get used as much as I would want for. I'm not sure. I didn't bother looking at the price. Oh, and then the other thing was that there are holochrome shades. I've never had a holochrome shade, but I feel like I'm not often in the type of lighting where you would appreciate it. And so it's going to make the shades cost more, but not be something I would appreciate. You know, it's one thing if it's like, oh, well, it costs more because we got these shifty shades that I, you know, maybe would appreciate, or they're extra sparkly or something like that. But something like a holochrome, I'm like, so yeah, you know, that would be kind of a pass for me with that. But yeah, I think actually the matte eyeshadows I would be totally okay with, and it's more just, you know, some of the shimmers that I'm not 100% on, and if I'm not gonna like pretty much every single shade that's in there, then yeah, because even the lightest hand that they swatched it on is darker than I am, so yeah, I know my makeup preferences. Then we have a palette from Blend Bunny, and this is the collab with well, I think it's Microsoft, I think is then. I was always thinking it was Microsoft, but it makes more sense than with the pronunciation. So anyway, I think it's really interesting. You kind of end up having a rainbow, but they're slightly off colors. You know, like it's not your typical 8-color crayon box rainbow color type of thing. So would I use these colors? I feel like I would, that they are, because they're slightly off a bit, that they are appealing. I would have to, I've seen different people rearrange them and it looks more appealing for me that way, but it's not something that I feel super drawn to. I do kind of like having some shimmers in with my mattes. And I don't want to have a separate palette, and I don't want to have to, like, I want, if I'm buying a palette, I kind of want it to be curated already for me. So yeah, like I think it's just not for me. Again, it's sort of one of those, I'm glad it's out there. I think it's beautiful. I could see myself using kind of some of it and all, but not the way that I would, you know, need. So maybe at some point I could, you know, if it was still around sometime from now and I'm like, oh, like these would be good singles to add to my collection and I want to use it that way, maybe. But I also can notice, like, it's like, well, we've got like different browns and a black. I don't need more of those in my singles. And, you know, some of the other shades, I just don't need those right now. So we're going to pass. We've got this eyeshadow palette from Pat McGrath. I don't know if, I mean, I think you all know that's going to be an obvious no for me. Like, I don't even know how much the palette is. Obviously, all the other stuff is a pass. It's just, you know, I have no need for any of this. I would not have looked twice. There's no color story happening here. It's just a bunch of shimmers. They don't really look interesting in the palette. Now, I did watch someone swatch them and use them, you know, and they looked better that way, but it was still not, just nothing special. And I know it's going to be some extremely high price tag. So, you know, not for that. Okay, I'm putting this on here from Ilia. I am really thrown off. They had these palettes, right? I mean, Samar, you have one of these, right? Am I missing something? And then they discontinued it. But then here's the thing. It said that it's limited edition again. So, I mean, I guess again, I don't know if before it was announced as limited edition and then they just made it that way, but oh, there's a coyote. Hello, coyote. Hello. You don't want me to talk about makeup? No. The coyote's also still looking at me. Do you like my eyeshadow too? Yeah. Got something on its back though. I don't know what that is. Yeah, their faces, like when they look at you, whoo, it's like an unsettling feeling. Like objectively, it's like I look at them and I do think they're kind of cute. But then, yeah, there's something about like if you get eye contact with one, it's intense. But also a little bit annoyed with it because one of, I'm not sure if it was that one, I think we have two at least that are like been hanging out around here, and at least one of them woke me up this morning. It might have been the two of them. And so I thought it was my kids crying or something, but no, it's the coyotes. All right, so back to this Ilia face palette thing. Okay, so it's still limited edition, but it says that it's housed in a reusable, recyclable compact. Didn't I see something about recyclable packaging? I thought I guess because if I saw reusable, I'm thinking like, does that mean you can refill these shades? Are they going to sell refills? But if it's limited edition, then how long is this going to be around that you could do like, and if it's not that you can refill with their stuff, what are you going to be refilling with? It's so like, you know, set for them. Like you're not just going to randomly happen to have another size blush or whatever that would fit perfectly in there, I don't think. So yeah, I don't understand that. So let's not do that. But that is what I have. These were the things that were, you know, caught my eye and I thought might have caught your eye. So hopefully I was able to talk you out of this. Oh, the coyote's gone now. I'm not just going to say he because it might be a girl coyote, you know, so it's fine. But yeah, thank you for watching. And I know I haven't done one of these for a while. If you like me trying to talk you out, if this is helpful or just entertaining, then you can let me know and I'll try to do more in the future. I'm sure we'll have some more random holiday makeup popping up. But until my next video, I hope that you'll be doing well and I will see you then. Bye!